Cases involving speeding tickets have been put on hold in Asheville. A News 13 investigation reveals radar guns were not properly certified for accuracy.
News 13's Mike Mason brought this to the attention of the district attorney, and now the DA is investigating.
City officials are now demanding answers, and we found many of the APD's radar guns weren't calibrated for years, and that could jeopardize hundreds of cases. When you get a speeding ticket, the evidence often comes down to a radar gun, and most drivers don't dispute it.
It would appear that some radars were out of certification for some period of time.
But a News 13 investigation reveals Asheville police have been using expired radar guns for years.
This is a problem that we will have to deal with.
Now, District Attorney Ron Moore says he may be forced to dismiss cases linked to those radar units.
There may be some cases that we'll not be able to proceed with, and there may be some we've already handled that we will need to notify defendants and or their lawyers.
State law requires radar guns to be calibrated each year. This past August, the police chief transferred Lieutenant Mark Bird from overseeing patrol units to maintaining officer equipment. 3 weeks into his new job, Bird uncovered the radar problems.
As soon as I got the spreadsheet, I pulled it up and I was astonished. I could not believe that we had this many units that were expired.
It shows most of the department's radar guns had expired. According to the list, 3 units expired back in 2010. One was reported as being calibrated 114 years ago, clearly a mistake. Bird then sent his supervisors this email stating, "Radar units have not been calibrated. Please discontinue using them until we confirm the status."
I sent it out to the lieutenants, my supervisor, and the patrol captain.
Okay, so what did they do? Did they discontinue using them?
Not to my knowledge.
The chief says his command staff never told him about this.
Your lieutenants were made aware of that on August 21st. I have the memo right here, the email.
Okay. You see my name on that?
I didn't know that you weren't aware of the radar guns because I thought your lieutenants would report to you. Isn't that what they do?
They do.
There was email traffic you have shown me between captains and lieutenants and some sergeants involved that were involved in some of this. So I'm sure that will come out at some point, who told who, what, when.
District Attorney Ron Moore says Bird's the only one who told him about the radar issues.
You as a law enforcement officer, your duty is to notify the district attorney when any of this information is brought to your attention. If not, you can be criminally charged.
Has anybody done that?
I have.
When he first got the information from Bird, Moore suspected the radar list was out of date, but he now feels it's a serious issue.
And today, when you brought these documents to me, it was the first I actually knew that there might be a problem.
A problem prompting the chief to take action. On Monday, the chief directed Bird to locate each expired radar unit and every citation issued by them. He writes, "We need to be prepared to answer any questions that might come from this WLOS story." This week alone, Bird says he verified 23 radar guns were expired, with 3 others missing. Some were last calibrated 3 to 4 years ago, but the chief only plans to review citations issued since 2012. So far, Bird reviewed cases from this past April and says officers issued 19 citations with expired radar.
We've got a serious issue.
The chief says this is the first he's heard of this.
And you're saying you know nothing about the radar guns?
I've never seen this before, no.
News 13 obtained minutes from 2 staff meetings last month showing the chief was present when radar issues were discussed. At one point, Bird announced the expired guns were getting recertified. Still, the chief denies knowing anything about it.
Okay, you haven't heard of that?
No, I haven't.
City officials tell us, according to their initial reports, 68 out of 4,500 citations were issued using expired guns, but they won't have a full report until Monday. For now, Ron Moore is holding off on prosecuting any cases related to radar, and he has directed the chief to stop using these radar guns altogether. Now, coming up on Tuesday, City Council will be meeting, and they are forming a committee to review all of these cases. We'll, of course, let you know how it all turns out. At the Asheville Police Department, Mike Mason, News 13.